Are you ready for the biggest summer in gaming yet? Not one, but two brand new consoles hitting the shelves this year. The fastest, most powerful home consoles yet. Microsoft ready to unleash the fury with the Series X. Sony ready to change the face of gaming forever with the PS5. But that's not all. Step forward, Nintendo. Ready to blow us all away with the Mario 35th anniversary. So strap yourself in, dudes. Hold on to your seats. This is sure to be the most exciting summer gaming has ever seen.
Halo is delayed. What? Pinch me. Honestly, somebody wake me up. Is this a fucking bad dream? Am I being punked? Is Ashton Kutcher about to crawl out of my couch and tell me that this has all been some elaborate prank and people don't really eat bats? And out there in the real world, PS5 and Series X pre-orders have been live since June. Halo Infinite has been confirmed as a launch title. We're all enjoying Cyberpunk 77 right now. This didn't happen. Konami have announced a remake of Metal Gear Solid 1 instead of just mobile games and pachinko machines. And the PS5 isn't some elusive mystery void of any consumer information. Come out, Ashton! So a tweet was posted out on Twitter. Obviously. So a tweet was posted out on the Halo Twitter informing us of the delay. And as if we weren't fucked off enough with this, they posted it as an image. So I can't even copy and paste the relevant information. So here's the full fucking thing. It basically says that they've made the difficult decision to push the game back to 2021 to give time for developers to do the game justice, citing COVID-19 as the reason for the delay. My personal take, they've been staring at the game for months through rose-tinted glasses, and as soon as they showed it to the public said, no, this looks shit. And like any artist who's been staring at their work for too long, they went back and looked at it with vision anew and said, oh yeah, this does look like trash. How long till this is supposed to be out? 3 months. So they've decided to swerve an ET landfill situation and take this one back to the drawing board. And honestly, with how bad it looked, I wouldn't be surprised if after the initial sting has passed of the Series X dropping with a delayed Xbox One game that's not even a console exclusive, if they didn't delay this game further. I mean, the gameplay demo they showed us wasn't even being played on an Xbox Series X. It was running on a PC with similar technical specifications to the Series X. How can you be 3 or 4 months out from launch and it still not be at the point where it's running on the fucking console it's being released on? Holy shit. Ashton! What the fuck are Xbox gonna do now? Honestly, I really fear for the Series X after this one. Do they have anything left? Have they even seen Love Island? Even the muscle-bound dickheads on that show know not to put all their eggs in one basket. How can a company of this size, with this much weight on their shoulders, have decided that they were only going to have one single first-party title ready to go for launch? And now it's not even ready. It's called contingency.
But what if something goes wrong? Wrong? We're fucking Microsoft. Things don't go wrong.
I am a real American. again. Has anyone watched that new docu-series on Netflix? I think it's called High Score. But it gives you a really good sense of just how important first-party IPs are to the launch of a console. Back in the day of like Nintendo versus Sega, all they had was first-party titles. There wasn't games that came out on both. The video game market is the most lucrative it has ever been. It is now the world's most grossing entertainment industry. And yet here we are, the two biggest players in the game, side by side. One mounted everything on one single game and now it's fucking delayed. The other, what the fuck is the other doing?
Nothing.
Don't get me wrong, the console reveal was cool, it was nice to see what it looks like, and the games that they were showing us, that was like the first time that my toe was dipped in what should now be the raging waters of excitement. But that shit was over 2 months ago now, and we've had fucking nothing else. We were promised a series of events over the summer where they were going to release more and more information on the console and the games coming out for it. Well, it's nearly the end of summer. It's nearly the fucking end of summer. And as of the time of recording this video, we don't have any confirmation from Sony about another conference yet. Although there are some rumours floating around that there's going to be something at the end of August. Just tell us! Just fucking tell us! Something! How much is it going to cost? What's on the back? What's the back of the console look like? What are the launch titles? Is the VR work? Does it have backwards compatibility? Like, what? Anyway, the reason that I've dragged Sony into Halo's embarrassing mess is because since the delay of Halo Infinite, Sony's silence could possibly be more telling than we're all realising. Let me put it like this. It's the 6th round of a boxing match, world title at stake. Your opponent, left eye's all puffed up, they're starting to sway a little bit. What do? It's 2020, you have a little mask making company on Etsy. Suddenly, a pandemic sweeps across the planet. What do? You are the leading video game console company in the world, and your closest rival announces that the only thing it had going for them is now delayed. What the fuck do? You fucking capitalize. It's called capitalizing. Capitalizing on a situation to steamroll your competitors, to take advantage of a situation, to give yourself a foothold, to put yourself a step in front of your competitors. How many other ways can I fucking say this? Sony should be absolutely hammering the proverbial nail into Microsoft's coffin right now, but they're not. Why? Why are they not? Sony are no stranger to doing this sort of thing. If you remember in the last console war back in 2013, when Xbox foolishly announced that if you bought a physical copy of a game, it would be tied to the Xbox that it was installed on, meaning you couldn't lend games to your pals, you couldn't take a game round to your pals without taking your Xbox as well, and worse yet, it basically would render the second-hand video game market useless for Xbox games. And what did Sony do? They capitalized. They made that funny video of him like saying, and this is how you share your games on the PlayStation 4. And then he hands over the PlayStation 4 game to the guy, and the guy goes, thank you. They capitalized. They capitalized on the situation. Now, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I'm not saying Sony are in trouble. I'm just surprised. I'm surprised by the whole situation. Maybe they have everything figured out, and in the executive suite they all have their feet up on the desk and they're like, well, Microsoft have just totally fucked it now, we don't need to worry. And I do hope that that's the case, but you know, the whole point of a console war is to sort of gain the market popularity. It's to pull the consumer in one direction or the other so that they can make the decision over what console they're going to buy. But currently, as it stands, the 2020 console war has left me in the precarious position of my choice being, do I go with the Series X, which seemingly is launching with nothing that I won't already be able to play on my Xbox One, or do I go with the PS5 that I know nothing about, apart from that it looks like a SkyGo Wi-Fi hub. So which console am I most excited about in the run-up to Holiday 2020? The answer is neither. Step forward, this guy. But Joe, didn't you complain a few weeks ago saying they had no games announced? Yes. And with the exception of Pikmin 3 getting the deluxe treatment, we're still in that same position currently. However, they can't ignore Mario's 35th anniversary much longer, right? And gaming's worst kept secret right now is that apparently there's a Mario collection in the works with a remaster of Mario 64, Mario Galaxy, and Super Mario Sunshine, all on one cartridge. But why the sudden excitement? Now, there are two people that I follow very closely in order to get my Nintendo news. The first being Jeff Grubb, esteemed VentureBeat journalist who clearly has a man on the inside, as pretty much every prediction he makes about Nintendo comes true. The second person I follow very closely is none other than YouTube's very own SpawnWave. Out until recently, Spawn kind of had the same stance as me on Nintendo stuff. He was kind of underwhelmed with 2020 as a whole and surprised by the fact that we hadn't got any information yet about the second half of the year, being that we're in the second half of the year now. That was until last week when I noticed his demeanour completely changed. Watch this.
I read the comments a lot, and I see you guys down there doubting right now Nintendo with their Mario anniversary. I see it. Just hang tight a little bit. Oh, and if they do an Indie World first, don't freak out too much, okay? Because announcements are coming from Nintendo. It's been troublesome for them in the behind the scenes right now from what everyone's been able to gather. Just look out for something from Nintendo. Probably in the next few weeks, I'm going to say.
This guy knows something. He's got a man on the inside, or he knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy on the inside. And why do I say that? Well, on Saturday, on SpawnWave's podcast, Spawncast, who's that? None other than Jeff Grubb.
Are these two in cahoots? In cahoots, I say?
Jeff also posted this out where he hints that there's going to be some sort of Nintendo announcement in August. Maybe a direct. So here's my theory. Jeff has got his intel from his inside man. Then Jeff and Spawn have been chatting about Jeff being on the podcast. Jeff's dead dropped some of his inside intel to Spawn. Spawn now knows about it, but can't say anything in his videos because that'll piss Jeff off. But something is coming. The surface of Nintendo's waters are no longer calm. I feel the bubbles. I'm convinced that we're going to get an announcement before the end of August. And if I can sit and play Mario Galaxy on my Switch before the end of the year, then 2020 will have redeemed itself for me. But if I know 2020, we're more likely to get this.
Ashton!